eUniverse Live is brought to you by the NetFirst MasterCard. Get a MasterCard with no credit check and instant online approval. Find out more at credit.eUniverselive.com. Hey, and welcome to a Monday right here on the Juggernaut of Love, as eUniverse Live is affectionately known as. It's April 23rd, 2001, and it's your good friend, it's your pal, it's your compadre, it's TC, everybody. How you doing today? What's going on the big show? Well, in just two shakes of the proverbial monkey's bum, we're going to be talking with one of the stars of the CBS drama, JAG. Of course, JAG, you can check it out each and every Tuesday night right there on CBS at 8 o'clock, 7 Central. On the big show today, Randy Vazquez from JAG. We'll talk to him about some of the upcoming episodes. Of course, we're coming into May sweeps, which means most of these television series are wrapping production now, and we're going to get to see the season finales. We'll talk about some of the new stuff with Randy. Also, he's in a pilot with some very legendary actors about the Supreme Court, and we're going to talk to Randy about that. He'll tell us all about it. Some good stuff there. And then also, Randy, very vocal guy when it comes to Hollywood and basically what the climate is like if you're not white in Hollywood. So, very interesting discussion with Randy. Coming up in just a second after we talk to Randy, we're going to be talking headlines, making stories, also a little news on the movie Snatch, a little news on the band Train, and also the weakest link and an update on the launch of the brand new website, which should have got up on Friday afternoon, but unfortunately some technical delays. No dice. Hey, while we're talking to Randy, make sure you swing by cbs.com/primetime/jag/ baby. That's the way to work it. I'll actually post a link at eUniverseLive.com so you can just basically check out the link to JAG in a nice, easy manner. So, but if you're a big fan, you can just swing on by cbs.com if you need to right now. And there you go. All right. That's what's going on eUniverse Live today. Now let's talk to Randy about JAG. With the economy slowing down, maybe you need a little extra do-re-mi in your pocket, eh? How about a new MasterCard? Visit credit.eUniverselive.com. Got bad credit and need some help rebuilding it? Don't worry. There's no credit check. Plus, you can get instant, that's right, I said instant, online approval at credit.eUniverselive.com. Your new MasterCard is just waiting for you. Get it at credit.eUniverselive.com.
Hi, this is Marilee McComas from Family Law, and you're listening to eUniverse Live. Welcome.
And the big show continues. It's Randy from JAG. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Good.
I am excellent.
Plumber's here doing his thing. Yeah.
Damn toilets.
Yeah.
So, hey, I got a question for you. Wasn't JAG originally on NBC, or am I nuts?
It was. It was the first year.
Okay.
It was on NBC. I don't know. They didn't like it. And then Les Moonves, I think, over at CBS, kind of picked it up and was interested in putting it on his network, and it's been there this is its 6th year, so it's been on there 5 years.
Wow.
I started last year.
So how's the experience been so far?
Well, it's been great. I mean, my first reaction to that is it's good to be working as an actor, because I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's been a roller coaster, to say the least. Most of it down, along with my schizoid personality. I'm not the most positive thinker in the world. Somehow I've stuck it out. And I mean, like I was saying before, I never was interested in watching the show because I never was down with that kind of Top Gun mentality. Go USA, we're number one, we kick ass, and here's a show to reinforce that.
Uh-huh.
And I made it a point not to watch it because like I said, I don't believe in reiterating that fact. I mean, super patriot. It's not my thing. I know obviously it's millions of through the light of millions every week, people are into it, especially former military. But I've never desired to have anything to do with the military or killing or guns or anything like that. And but once I got into it, I realized that the show was a lot more than this flag-toting kind of propaganda thing.
Right.
It's a genre. It's a courtroom drama, like so many others, and it's pretty intelligent. The military takes down its own. There's a lot of court-martials. There's a lot of bad people in the U.S. military, and the show goes after those people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to be working with a but an intelligent show after doing, the shit that I've done, the series that I've done,
the Love Boat,
the Love Boat,
yeah.
Acapulco Heat. This other series I did was kind of this Baywatch genre kind of thing, and just a lot of stereotypical roles and roles that I was like, oh God, okay, I'll do this. We'll try to do our best, but it's hard to act around. It's hard to add to some of this. It's really hard to get around a stereotype. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, Hollywood doesn't seem to have conquered that.
I don't know. I don't know if Hollywood sets, blazes the path for society, or if it's the other way around. I guess it kind of works hand in hand.
But I mean, people in Hollywood like to think they're kind of doing the right thing and are
doing the right thing. But that's obviously not the case.
Right.
You ask an actor like me, or even a black actor, or a Native American actor, especially,
right,
Asian, whatever. My girlfriend is Japanese American. She's third generation, and sometimes I piss and moan about Latinos and blacks and Native Americans. She says, "Where are the Asians at?" Well, you're right. There's less of those than just about anybody else. So.
Have you seen that change in your years in Hollywood?
Yes, I started I forgot my first job in '83. And, I was in Hill Street Blues. I played with gang members, with the heroin dealers. I would audition, I'd get the role, and then I'd do the scene, and then I'd see it air, and then they would dub my voice. They'd give an accent, this heavy Latin accent. I was going, what the hell? And I was highly offended by that, and I'd call up my agents, and I'd say, hey, that's how they do it. It's their right to do it. In the 80s, it was just terrible. Right. How many of us were making any kind of inroads? Jimmy Smits was playing a sophisticated American on L.A. Law. Wasn't L.A. Law, right?
Yeah.
And he was about the only one. Edward James Olmos maybe would do something cool and positive and sophisticated, but most of us languished.
Right.
Yeah, there's more than that, obviously, but it's pretty dreary. And then what happened? I don't know how it changed. I don't know, in the 90s, and it still hasn't completely changed. There's still a lot of, but and then sometime in the 90s, I can't really put my finger on a certain thing until Ricky Martin and the whole music explosion.
Right. And
then now we're being exploited, which is we're all happy about, but we're still saying no, we're not going to do this shit.
Right.
Certain things.
Right.
I can only speak for Latins. I think we're probably following the same footsteps, maybe a generation behind the blacks. But that's when Hollywood is not in touch with reality. That's when you got the writers and the producers who live on the west side of town in Bel Air and Santa Monica. They never leave. They write their ethnic characters based on what they see in film and TV, in the restaurants, whatever, the valets, and it's seriously doubt they get around town to the different neighborhoods.
Right.
Or if they extend themselves. So that's what we come up with. And but it's changed. It's good. I'm playing this guy on JAG. I don't have to do an accent. All I have is the name, a Latin character. I would like to play somebody. I'd like to play a Smith or a Jones or a Giacometti, an Italian guy, a Jewish guy. But now it's so compartmentalized. You can't play anything outside of your ethnicity, really.
Right.
90% of it. Unless you're a huge star. De Niro, Pacino, they can play anybody they really want. But I think even now, today, if they got a Latino character, they'd go, I don't know if I feel right playing this.
Right.
Somebody might not like me. This type of thing. So there's that kind of air in town.
I got a really dumb question for you.
What
does JAG stand for?
Judge Advocate General.
Oh.
Judge Advocate General, which is fancy term for a military lawyer.
Are you up on all the military terms now when it comes to
a little bit? Not really. No, it's just try to remember my lines,
right,
and do it. There's so many of it, so much of it. I mean, I was invited out to. I was invited to the Marines' 225th birthday last November in Washington, and I went to that. And you know, like I said, I had all these prejudices against the military. Then I got this job, and I was getting invited to Washington to visit the Pentagon and all these places, and I started meeting these people. And because I had a stereotype of military people, but they're pretty laid back in general, and normal like me, and you know.
Have you guys now wrapped shooting for the year?
A couple more weeks, maybe another month.
Oh, really?
3 weeks. Yeah, we got about 2 more shows to do.
Oh, okay. Is there anything interesting coming up that you can tell us about?
Yeah. Ooh, man. The next show we're doing, I think it's based on a true trial back in the 1840s, a Navy trial, a mutiny. Maybe it's not true, but anyway, the script is about a mutiny in the 1840s on a ship. And we're recreating that. You know, all our characters are going to play, you know, take a character from that period, and it's all period. We're going to dress up and do the wigs and the mutton chops and whatever. So I just read it last night, and it's a lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah, nice change. So that's happening, and then the whole relationship, the triangle between Harm, Brumby, and Mac is moving right along. Some nice episodes dealing with that. David James Elliott just directed an episode, the lead guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have any ambitions to one day like direct? Or
not a TV show, I don't think. It's too crazy. Not really.
Oh.
Top of my head, no. Probably more producer, right?
Are you happy in the industry? I mean, sans all the stereotypes and everything. Is this something that you want to do for the rest of your life?
I think well, I tell you, about 5-6 years ago, I was looking for a way out. I was not satisfied with the work I was getting, and I was going, that's it, man. I got too much potential in me to do something great in my life. And I thought it was going to be some kind of social work or something somewhere else. And I was getting involved in the neighborhoods here, the poor neighborhoods, trying to get out of my own head, my own shit, and trying to understand what was going on in the world. I started getting involved in my community. Started doing working on documentaries down in Mexico, El Salvador, and but I would go out for auditions, and you know, I'd keep getting odd jobs, and I'd keep staying in it, and you know, 1 or 2 jobs a year, and then I started scoring big ones. All of a sudden, it just kind of this snowball effect. So I'm doing the best I can in my work, and it's good. It's interesting. I think I'm a little cynical, a little jaded at times, you know, because I've got a lot of experience with it, and it is a strange occupation and not a politics. But you know, I have some wherewithal to do some things I've never thought I could do. So I'm thankful for that.
Do you think you guys are going to be working in the fall with the strike looming?
Don't know. Early fall, probably not. Hopefully, if there's a strike, it'll start July 1st.
Right.
And hopefully it won't last as long as the one last year did, 6 months. So hopefully at the most 3 months. So maybe September, October, we might be back, I hope.
Well, that'd be cool.
If there even is one.
Right. So what do you got going on besides JAG these days?
I just did a pilot that Don Belisario wrote and produced and directed, the guy who created JAG.
Uh-huh.
It's on the Supreme Court. And it's about a newly accorded Supreme Court judge, Joe Mantegna. And James Garner plays the Chief Justice.
Oh, really?
Charles Durning plays another one of the Supreme Court judges, and a lot of other familiar faces play the other 6 judges. And I play one of Joe Mantegna's clerks. I play a Cuban-American from Miami, conservative. And the pilot deals with the death penalty, putting to death a mentally retarded young man in Florida.
You think it's going to be picked up?
I think it is.
All right.
There's no guarantees. We'll find out at the end of next month when the networks announce their new season. But it's, with a cast like that,
right?
With the track record that Don has with the series, it looks pretty good. But people have said that before, and they don't get picked up. But we just finished the other night. It was like a 3-week shoot, and pretty strong. The dailies, so. We'll see. I like the idea of playing, getting into issues like that, and every actor likes that.
Right.
Like courtroom dramas are so meaty and popular.
Right, yeah. Definitely. All right, well, I appreciate the time.
You're welcome.
And a big thanks goes out to Randy from the hit television series, JAG, right there on CBS, every Tuesday night, which means it's coming up tomorrow night on CBS, 8 o'clock, 7 Central. Check local listings for more information. Not too shabby, huh? And, of course, the official website for JAG is at CBS.com. You can swing on by CBS.com. Trust me, it's not going to take that much to find it. However, if you want a direct link, I'll post one at eUniverseLive.com. So, not too shabby, right? All right, let's get to headlines making stories. Our daily romp through the legitimate headlines in the news and the tongue firmly planted in cheek stories that result because of them. I'm having kind of a weird day. I just can't seem to get my words out correctly. I think this is like take 8,000 of the show for some reason, but I don't know. I'm just going to press on and just try to do my best today. So we'll see what happens. First story. Here we go. Peter Buck, the guitarist for the band REM, was arrested in London after an air rage incident in which he was accused of assaulting cabin members. He will be charged with assault, while lead singer Michael Stipe will be charged with general creepiness. I don't know. Variety reports that a sequel to American Psycho is in the works. The paper says American Psycho 2 begins production next month. Word has it that Barbara Streisand will be cast in the title role. And finally today, on his recent trip to India, Bill Clinton named a school after Hillary. Supposedly, it's just like any other school, except there are no oral exams. Hillary won't allow them. All right, so there you go. The headlines making stories each and every day. Sometimes they're wonderful. Sometimes they're death. I'd give that I'd give it maybe a 6. Come on. How would you rate those? Would you rate those pretty good? I don't know. I'd say a 6, maybe a 7, The Barbara Streisand one was pretty weak, but, truly, she is an American Psycho. So, I don't know. All right, let's get to a couple other topics today. I just wanted to mention, hey, everybody loves this Weakest Link show. I'm looking forward to it. It's on again. It's on again. It's on again tonight at 8 o'clock, 7 Central on NBC. And it was kind of funny. I was actually watching last Wednesday night, and the guy that ended up getting, I swear, the least amount of questions right throughout the whole game, as far as percentage-wise, on all the rounds, ended up winning somehow. Don't understand that at all, but I kind of like this Ann Robinson, the host of The Weakest Link. It'd be fun to have her on the show because I'm sure she'd give me a bunch of crap and I'd be laughing about it. I think it'd be great. I love when people give me crap. It's fun. Actually, on Thursday we're talking with one of the, well, not one of the hosts, the only host of the syndicated television show Blind Date, Roger Lodge, going to be on the show. And he's given me a bunch of crap, but it ended up being a good interview. So you got that to look forward to on Wednesday. Hey, this past weekend I went and saw the movie Snatch. I got to say, I thought it was pretty good. I'd give it maybe an 8 out of 10. We got this new theater in my area, and they haven't obviously caught up to all the newer movies. All the new movies that have been coming out the last couple of weeks they've been getting, but they've also had to add some older movies like Castaway and Snatch and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? So I'll get a chance to see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, since I missed that the first time around. But yeah, I went and saw Snatch, and I thought it was great. I love Brad Pitt's character, and I don't know many of the other actors. Benicio del Toro's in it, but he's not in it that much. But there's a lot of great characters, like that one guy, Harry the Head or something like that, and a lot of fun guys. So, I don't know. I'd recommend you see it if it's still in the theater near you, but it'll be out on DVD and home video here in pretty quick. Also this weekend, I should mention, I went and saw the band Train. Are you familiar with Train? Of course, they had that hit song, Meet Virginia. And then also they got the brand new album out called Drops of Jupiter, and the title track is actually Drops of Jupiter, open parenthesis, tell me, close parenthesis. And they were a pretty good band, I gotta say. There was actually, the gig was sold out. We actually, I took my baby girl of love down there, and she's actually a photographer, and we shot some of the concert. It was kind of a tough angle that she had to shoot from because the venue is set up kind of in an odd manner. At least the stage area is set up in an odd manner. But we'll be posting those pictures and a little feature on Train coming up in the next week right here on eUniverse Live, especially when the official site gets launched, or rather the new site gets launched. It should have gone up on Friday, but we ran into some problems. We ended up having to convert the database to a different type of database, though I'm hopeful that sometime, at least if you're listening to the Randy interview regarding JAG, you'll be able to check out the brand new website. So cross your fingers, because I'm hoping it'll happen. So there you go. All right, let's wrap it up here today. Big thanks once again to Randy from the hit series JAG. Coming up tomorrow, we're talking music. Big Music Tuesday. Wednesday, one of my buds from one of the coolest game companies going, 3D Realms. It's Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo, as I love to call him. So his actual real name is Joe Siegler. We'll talk to Joe about a potpourri of topics, including technology and also a lot of other good stuff. And then on Thursday, it's Roger Lodge from Blind Date, a guy that I had a fun time talking to. I was a little nervous about talking to him because I'm like, I've never seen the show. You know, I'm not really interested in that type of thing, but he's a great guy to talk to. Now I'm going to have to end up watching the show because he was just so fun to talk to. Friday, we're back here talking movies with Ollie. We'll talk about One Night at McCool's, the brand new Liv Tyler. Oof, I very much adore that young lady. And then also, who's in that? Matt Dillon and Michael Douglas, John Goodman. And then also the new Sly Stallone movie. Ollie will be here with a review of Driven. So you got that to look forward to. And then next Tuesday, a programming note, is my birthday, May 1st. Yay! Not that that's good that I'm getting older, but still, it's my birthday. And the wonderful, talented, and lovely Stevie Nicks on the show. So I can't wait. Of course, her brand new album, The Trouble in Shangri-La, coming out on my birthday also on May 1st. So you got that to look forward to. All right. Big show in the book for April 23rd, 2001. Have yourself a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Sign up at showbizblast.com to get eUniverse Live delivered to your mailbox each and every weekday. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions, email us at feedback@eUniverseLive.com. Any reproduction or rebroadcast of this program without the prior written consent of eUniverse is strictly prohibited. eUniverse Live is a production of the eUniverse Network.
You haven't lost your touch.